The clarity of the morning after. Welcome back to Kalen After Midnight. Sometimes the most significant moments in our lives happen not at midnight under the drama of the moonlight, but in the quiet, unfiltered clarity of the morning sun. Last night was a breakthrough. It was a leap of faith. But this morning was the landing. Morning light has a way of revealing things that hadn't quite been named yet. It slipped through the curtains slowly, not demanding attention, just enough to remind the room that time had moved forward. That last night was over. That something entirely new had begun, whether we were ready to call it that or not. It is the story of a morning that felt different in the best possible way. I was awake before you, not because I'd slept badly. My body felt relaxed, but lightly. It felt like my subconscious knew it was waiting for a final confirmation of the night before. You were still asleep on the couch, exactly where you'd ended up after insisting you were too comfortable to move. One arm was slung casually over the back cushion, hair slightly mussed. Your face relaxed in that way that, until today, I'd only seen in passing. Seeing that unguarded piece made my chest tighten, but in a good way. You looked exactly the same person I had shared countless hours and secrets with. And also not. Because now I knew what your lips felt like. Now I knew the feeling of your hand grounding mine in the silence of the night. Because now I know you'd chosen me back. The knowledge was a quiet hum of electricity under my skin. I padded quietly into the kitchen, the floorboards cold beneath my feet. I started the coffee on instinct. The familiar sounds felt anchoring, the click of the switch, the soft gurgle and hiss as it brewed. These normal domestic things were grounding me in the present, reminding me that the world hadn't stopped just because my heart had found a new rhythm. By the time I heard you stir, I was leaning against the counter, mug warming my hands, watching the steam curl into the air. "Good morning," you said, your voice low and thick with sleep. I turned. "Hey." You sat up slowly, blinking, taking in the room like you were reorienting yourself. Like you needed to make sure the couch and the lamp and I were still here. Then your eyes found mine. There it was. That moment of recognition. The pause. The small smile that wasn't quite casual, wasn't quite formal, but landed somewhere beautifully in between. It was the smile of shared history and new possibility. "Hi," you said again, softer this time. "Sleep okay?" I asked, my voice light. "Yeah," you replied. "Better than I expected, actually." You stood, stretching your arms high, then hesitated just for a second, like you weren't sure where to place yourself in this new version of us. In the old dynamic, you might have retreated to brush your teeth. In the new one? I filled the second mug and held it out to you. Our fingers brushed as you took it. We both noticed the contact. "Thank you," you said. "For the coffee, or?" I let it hang in the air, keeping the joking light. "For not making this weird," you finished, that quiet smile returning. I laughed quietly. I was going to say the same thing. You eased into the moment, leaned against the counter beside me. The closeness felt natural, earned even. "So," you said, staring into your mug, the steam rising between us, "last night." Yeah, I said, last night. You glanced up at me, eyes searching mine for any hint of regret. I just want to say, I don't regret it. Relief washed through me, warm and steady as the coffee in my hands. The worry I hadn't consciously acknowledged evaporated. Me neither, I said, not even a little. You nodded like you'd been holding your breath all morning. It feels... You searched for the word, looking out the window at the gray morning sky. Different today. Different how? I asked. Calmer, you said. Something clicked into place instead of blowing up. Like we settled into a truth instead of forcing a change. That's a good sign, I said. It is, you sassed. Smiling now? I think so, I replied. I think it means we're doing this the way we always do things. Thoughtfully, intentionally. You studied me for a moment, then nodded. I like that. I like that a lot. We stood there in companionable silence, sipping coffee, the morning unfolding around us. It felt domestic in a way that surprised me. Not heavy with commitment, just comfortable and right. You broke the quiet again. Can I be honest? Always. I woke up worried you'd be awkward. You admitted. Or distant. Or pretending it didn't happen. I was braced for rejection. I shook my head. I was worried you'd think I'd read too much into it, that I'd assume we were an official after one kiss on the couch. You smiled, shaking your head in return. We really are the same kind of overthinker. Match made in mild anxiety, I said. We laughed. You leaned closer, your shoulder brushing mine. Last night felt brave. It did, I agreed. And this morning feels... You paused, then met my eyes, your face open and bright in the morning light. Safe. That word stayed with me. Safe. I reached out, not rushing, just offering my hand, and you stepped into the space between us easily. My hand rested at your waist, familiar and new all at once. Can I? I asked quietly, my eyes asking for permission. You nodded. Please. The kiss this time was different from the first. Less tentative. Still gentle. A little surer. It was a kiss that didn't ask a question. It gave an answer. When we pulled back, you smiled, unguarded and bright. Good morning, you said. Very good, I replied. You laughed, resting your forehead against mine. So what happens now? I considered that for a moment. Now, I said, we keep talking. We keep choosing each other. And we don't rush anything we don't have to. You nodded. I like that plan. Breakfast, I offered, finally turning toward the fridge. Only if you're making it, he teased. Wow, I said. Already making demands. The upgrade is real. You grinned. Consider it part of a new normal. I laughed, feeling lighter than I had in a long time. The morning continued. Simple, unremarkable in the best way. Coffee refilled, toast burned slightly, laughter came easily. And underneath it was the quiet certainty that something important had shifted. Not because of the kiss, but because of the easy way we greeted each other afterward. Because the landing was safe.